Hi, good morning students. Welcome to the English grammar class for class 8th students. As usual, I hope it is necessary to recollect what we have studied in the previous session. In the previous session, in chapter 2, in the second part of chapter 2, we have seen countable and uncountable nouns, gender, case, apposition. All these things we have seen in the second part of chapter 2. Countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns can be counted. It means they have a singular and plural form. The nouns that we can count. Example, a book, 2 books, 3 books, etc. And the next one is uncountable nouns. Nouns that we cannot count are coming under this category. It means they have only a singular form, whereas countable nouns are having both singular and plural forms since they can be counted. It means the uncountable nouns do not take a or an before them. They are used in a singular form. Okay, then we have seen gender, masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, neuter gender. All these things we have seen. Okay, this is what we have seen. Masculine gender means nouns that are the names of males, and feminine gender means the nouns that are the names of females. Masculine gender, for example, boy, king, lion, and feminine gender, girl, queen, lioness. Okay, now common gender. There are many nouns which do not denote whether the gender is masculine or feminine. Such kind of nouns are coming under the category of this common gender. For example, friend, child, student, teacher. Okay, it can be both. Particularly, we do not mention about the gender. When we call the teacher, it can be a male teacher or it can be a female teacher. And the last one is a neuter gender. Lifeless things have no gender, like pencil, chair, book, etc. And as the next topic we have seen case. Case shows the relation of a noun to other words in the sentence. There are 4 principal cases: nominative case, objective case, then possessive case, vocative case. All these we have seen. Nominative case means when we use a noun or a pronoun as the subject of a sentence, we say that it is in nominative case or in a subjective case. When the noun is used as a subject, then that noun is in a nominative case or a subjective case. Then we have seen an objective case. The same way, when the noun is used as the object, as an object in the sentence, then that noun is in objective case, or it can be called accusative case. And the next one we have seen possessive case. When a noun or a pronoun is used to show possession or ownership, or we can say belongingness, then we call it as a possessive case. Then vocative case. A noun used to address a person or thing is said to be in the vocative case. Listen to me, Rohan. Okay, just addressing Rohan. That kind of noun is called noun in the sentence is called a vocative case. And as the last topic we have seen apposition. Apposition means in addition to, plus one more. Apposition is a grammatical construction in which two elements, normally noun phrases, are placed side by side, with one element serving to identify the other in a different way. The two elements are said to be in a apposition. When two nouns are used one after another, the second noun just give little more explanation or attribution to the first noun, then we call the second noun as a noun in opposition to the first one. I hope you understood what all things are there in chapter 2. Now let us move to the next chapter, chapter 3, pronouns. Okay, pronouns. In the previous chapter we have studied nouns, and now we are studying pronouns. I hope you are getting the order that we follow. We are studying about the different parts of speech. Okay, throughout the academic year or throughout in the text we see different parts of speeches. Okay, I hope you know what is parts of speech. It is given in the first page, just above the contents. Okay, you can just go through that. I hope you all have got the text. I'll just read what it is. Words are classified according to the part they play in a sentence. Words are classified according to the part or a function they play in a sentence. Most modern grammarians classify words into 9 different parts of speech. They are a noun, pronoun, determiner, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. This is what we are going to see in this academic year mainly. And the first one we have seen what is noun, and the second one we will deal in this chapter, pronouns. In our day-to-day life, in conversations and dialogues, we use pronouns. What is a pronoun? Automatically we all use pronouns without knowing exactly what is this pronoun. Pronouns replaces nouns. If we did not have pronouns, we would have to keep repeating the nouns, and that would make our sentence cumbersome and repetitive. Imagine that there is no pronoun in English grammar. Then we will have to repeat same pronoun again and again so many times. That will be boring. So these pronouns help us to reduce that length of the sentence and the repetition. Okay, imagine how awesome or boring it will be if we are using full nouns every time in a poem or in a prose. So in a way these pronouns help us to avoid all these situations. Pronouns are often used to refer to a noun that has been previously mentioned. I will just read from the text. Pronouns are words like I, we, he, she, it, you, they, us, me, him, her. They are used in place of a noun or a noun phrase. To avoid repetition, we use a pronoun for the second and subsequent mention of the same person or thing. And the example is also given here. Joy is an intelligent man. He does his job well. Joy. Okay, Joy is an intelligent man. Okay, instead of repeating joy again, okay, it is Joy. Joe. Okay, Joe. Instead of repeating that name again and again in the second and subsequent sentences or places, we use the pronoun. Here it is used he. He does his job well. Now we can see the kinds of pronoun. Pronouns are mainly of 8 kinds. First one is a personal pronoun, second one reflexive pronouns, and the third one is emphatic or intensive pronouns, fourth demonstrative pronoun, fifth relative pronouns, and the sixth one is interrogative pronouns, seven indefinite pronouns, eighth and the last one is distributive pronouns. These are the pronouns, different kinds of pronouns that is given there in the text. Okay, a pronoun can do all the things that nouns can do. That is what is the purpose of this pronouns. Okay, we are just substituting the pronouns. Okay, substituting nouns with the pronouns. So whatever the nouns are supposed to do in a sentence, the pronoun also should do. So a pronoun can do all the things that nouns can do. They can be subject. Okay, they can be subject in a sentence in the beginning. Pronouns can be subject. Then it can be direct object in a sentence. Okay, in the second part of the sentence we will use it as a object or objects. It can be direct object or indirect object. It can be, and it can also be used as a object of the preposition also. Now let us see the kinds of pronoun one by one. The first one is personal pronouns. Pronouns that stand for persons are called personal pronouns. Before seeing the types of personal pronouns, a personal pronoun is a short word that we usually use as a symbol substitute for the proper name of a person. Each of the English personal pronouns show us the grammatical person, gender, number and case of the noun it replaces. Okay, we have seen about the cases, gender and all these things. Okay, when we say about a pronoun, when we take a pronoun, okay, it can be, for example, gender, he, she. Okay, different genders we are using, and the person also. Person means first person, second person and all these things. Okay, I, you, he, all these also matters here. Now the types of personal pronouns. Again, we have divided this personal pronouns also into two types. Okay, all these things are not there in the text in detail, but for your understanding I am explaining type of personal pronouns. First one is subjective personal pronouns, and the second one is objective personal pronouns. Subjective personal pronoun, this type of personal pronoun works as a subject. Okay, I have told you earlier. Okay, in the sentence, if the pronoun is working as a subject, then we call it as the subjective personal pronoun. Example also I have given here. You can see they are happy. Okay, they is the subject here. They means it is a third person plural form. They are happy. They is used as a subject. That this particular pronoun in this sentence is used as a subject. So we call it as a subjective personal pronouns. Okay, and the next example, you have done great. Okay, another person is used here. You, second person, you have done great. So when we use the pronoun as the subject in a sentence, we call it, okay, we can say that subjective personal pronouns. And the second one is objective personal pronouns. This personal pronoun works as an object, either indirect or direct, or as an object of a preposition. It can appear in the form of me, you, it, her, him, them, and us. Okay, objective pronouns. Okay, it can a pronoun in a sentence. Okay, in the objective place. Sometimes it will come as a direct object, or it can come as indirect object, or it can work as an object of a preposition. All these things can happen. So I have given 2-3 examples also. A robot knows her. A robot knows her. Okay, here her is the pronoun. Okay, pronoun, personal pronoun, and we have used it as the direct object in the sentence. Objective personal pronoun, used the pronoun as an object, so we call it as a objective personal pronoun here. This is a direct object here. And in the second example we can see a robot gave them a letter. There are two objects here, direct object and indirect object. Robert gave them a letter. Okay, here them, third person plural, personal pronoun is used as a indirect object. Okay, direct object is a letter and them is the indirect object. So here it is a indirect object. Here it is direct object. And the last example we can see a robot went with her. Robert went with her. Pronoun here. Okay, that is used as an object of a preposition. Object of a preposition with. Robert went with her. With is the preposition, and we used object of the preposition her. I hope you understood this. Now I will just read what is given there in the text. Pronouns that stand for persons are called personal pronouns. A personal pronoun denotes any one of the three persons. Persons, I hope you still remember the first one and the second session also we have discussed about the persons. You may see. Okay, you can see first person. Okay, this is what is the first person. Singular form is given here and the plural form is given here. First person, singular is I. I means the person speaking. Okay, if I am speaking, I will always address myself as I. That is what is I. The pronoun I, the personal pronoun I, and the plural form is we. When 2-3 people together addressing themselves, we. And the second person is you, both singular and plural. You. Second person means the person spoken to whom we are speaking. That is what is the second person, spoken to. You, both singular and plural. And the third person, he, she, it. Singular form is he, she, it. And the the plural one is they. The person spoken of. Okay. You and I may be speaking about another person. Okay, they are called third person, he, she, it. Okay, and the plural form is they. And some examples are also given there in the text. I am here. You are wise. She is pretty. Now we have to see number and case of the personal pronoun. Number and case of the personal pronoun. Each of the personal pronouns has a possessive form. Every personal pronoun has got a possessive form also. This form denotes possession, ownership, or a belongingness. It denotes. In some other text it is given possessive pronoun. Okay, under the heading possessive pronoun it is given. Now here we will study the possessive pronoun as the form of a personal pronoun. Let us see one by one. Possessive pronouns do not take an apostrophe in the possessive case. Okay, as a note it is given there in the text. Possessive pronouns do not take an apostrophe in the possessive case. For example, theirs, hers, his, ours, etc. In all these possessive pronouns, we don't use any apostrophe. Okay. And as the second point, my, our, your, his, its, their are possessive determinants, as they are always followed by a noun. Okay. My, our, your, all these are possessive determinants. They are not possessive pronouns, but they are possessive determinants. I think you are having a confusion regarding what is this possessive determinants and what is this possessive pronouns. Okay, I will just explain what is possessive determiner. Okay, possessive determinants are also called possessive adjectives. Okay, my, your, all these are possessive adjectives or possessive determinants that come before a noun. Okay, possessive determinants come before a noun. Possessive determinants means it accompanies a noun, whereas a possessive pronoun replace a noun. Instead of a noun, we use a possessive pronoun. Whereas possessive determiner it is just accompanying a noun. Along with the noun only we can see the possessive determinants. By seeing the example, I hope you will understand. I'll say, my name is Polly and I am looking for my hat. My name is Polly and I am looking for my hat. My, it is not working as a noun here. So it is not a pronoun. It is just accompanying the noun, my name. Okay. And at the end you can see my hat. It is not a possessive pronoun, but it is a possessive determiner, just accompanying the noun or just accompanying the pronoun. Okay, I hope you got the difference between what is possessive pronoun and possessive determiner. Okay. Okay, now you can see here the pronoun changes its form in different cases. The same thing is given there in the text with singular and plural separately in different columns. Okay, you can observe in the text. I, okay, it is coming in the beginning of a sentence. I as the subject, so it is a subjective case. Okay, I, the pronoun I here will work as a subject. Okay, and if the same I we want to place there in the object side, then it will not be there in the form of I, then it will be me. Okay, in the object position it will become me. And if we are using the same pronoun in the as a possessive pronoun, then it will become mine. I hope you got the difference. Okay, though the meaning is same. This I we will use in the subject place, me, the form me we will use in the object place, and mine when we want to use it as a possessive pronoun we will use mine. This is singular form. I, object me, and possessive mine. The same way we, the plural form of first person, this is first person, this is second person, and this is third person. Okay, both singular and plural I have given together. We, subject, us, objective, and ours, that is what is the possessive case. You, in the subject place also we use this pronoun as you, and in the object place also we can use you, the same as subjective, both are you. And in the possessive place we will use yours. And this is the third person singular, and the last one is a third person plural. He will become him in the object place, and his as the possessive pronoun. She, that is the third person singular. She, this pronoun we will use, all these pronouns we will use in the subject place only. In the beginning of the sentence as a subject, we will use these pronouns. Okay, and it will work as a noun. And when it goes to the objective place, he will become him, she will become her, it, same, it, and they will become them. And you can see the possessive form, he, the possessive form, his, she, hers, and it. Okay, it is not a possessive pronoun, it's. Okay, if you write its, 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 okay, that kind of usage is wrong. It's, that is not a possessive pronoun. That is why I have just marked it and put into, means crossed it. Its is not a possessive pronoun. When we write its, okay, we can even read it as it is, it has, something like that. So it is not a possessive pronoun. And the last one, they will become theirs in the possessive case, or in the possessive pronoun. Now you can see a question I have given here. Dash have already discussed the matter. Dash have already discussed the matter. I have given here some options too. My teacher and I and my teacher, me and my teacher and me. Okay, you can just take out any of this option and place here. Okay, this is just to understand what is this cases, or in the subject place what we will use, or in the object place what we will use, or in the possessive place what we will use. That is what. Okay, through an example I hope you will understand in a better way. Dash have already discussed the matter. We are missing the part, subject part we are missing. Here the subject part we are missing. Options, my teacher and I and my teacher. Do you note the difference? My teacher is given here, second I. Then here what happened? Just replaced it. I came to the first position. I and my teacher. And here in this one, me and my teacher. And the third one is my teacher and I. I hope you might have got the answer. Let us just analyze one by one. Okay, let us start with the last one, my teacher and me. Okay, since we have to fill the subject part, my teacher and me. Okay, not only my teacher is the subject, okay, then this part also should come as the subject. So my teacher, okay, it is in the subjective case. Okay, my teacher, that means she is the pronoun. Okay, she and me will not work out, because me, okay, me will be there in the object place, me will be there in the objective place, so it will not work. My teacher and me cannot be used as a subject for this sentence. And this one, you see, me and my teacher, same thing, just me came here, so me cannot be there in the subject place here. Me is a object place, only it can be used. Okay, so these two will not work out. And let us see what about this, I and my teacher. I and my teacher. Okay, I think it is suitable. I and my teacher. This is this pronoun I, personal pronoun I, first person singular, and my teacher, she. Okay, I and my teacher have already discussed the matter. Okay, let us see this one also, my teacher and I. There is means in this one also there is no problem, my teacher, she and I. Okay, and out of this two we have to finalize the answer, my teacher and I, or I and my teacher. Okay, this one, the first one is the correct answer, my teacher and I. Since I am the speaker, instead of putting the pronoun I, or instead of addressing myself first, we have to put or respect the other person. Since my teacher and I, we have to place the person, other person first. Okay, so my teacher or she comes in the first position, and I, my teacher and I have already discussed the matter. Okay, you can see one more example. The seventh one you see, it is from another text. Okay, seventh one you see, the principal would like to meet dash. Okay, the object place we have to fill. The principal would like to meet dash. Okay, options are given here. She and you and her and you and she. You can just analyze which one will be correct. Okay, since I have put tick mark here, okay, you understood this is the answer. You and her. See, she and you. What is the problem with the she and you? The principal would like to meet you and her. Okay, this the person who is speaking, okay, is telling to me, telling to you. So you should be placed in the beginning. You and her. That person, third person is not there when we are speaking this particular sentence. So first we have to give importance to the person to whom we are speaking. You and her. Okay, in this case, she and you means she is not present there. So we are this is the correct one. You and her. This one, her and you, no. You and she, no. You and her is the correct answer. Okay, now I hope this much is enough for today. We have seen only one kinds of pronoun, that is personal pronoun. Pronoun we have seen, okay, and kinds of pronouns. Okay, there are 8 pronouns, kinds of pronouns given there in the text, and out of that we have seen the first one, personal pronoun. Again we have divided that personal pronoun also into 2, subjective and objective. Okay, you may just revise the text and try to understand in a better way. Okay, repetition, revision, again and again you revise, and that will be there in your mind and it will help you. Thank you.